Hi everybody, this is Howard the TEASERKING coming to you just as a courtesy, mostly just to let you know I am putting my lock out at a discount this week only. Normally it's 125 and you get all my locks, and last week I locked 6 games. I think week before was 4 or 5. I generally have 2 or 3 colleges that I can lock, and usually about 2 or 3 pros, depending on the matchups and the point spreads. Again, my locks are pretty much based on point spreads. If the team's laying 7 and I love them, I lock them. If they're laying 20, it's hard to lock it. There's always price points you're trying to get under. I'm trying to get under 3. I'm trying to get over 7. I'm trying to get under 14. I'm trying to get under 21 or over 21 or over 14. So that definitely matters. But I want to give everybody, all my customers and all my people that come to the videos and on Facebook, just the opportunity to get the locks at a discount so they can win some money and play the locks, and I can help them out. So for this week only, normally they're $125 for all the locks, just $65. Go to the site, go to purchase picks, and there's a lock and it says for this week only $65, and you hit it and you just pay. You can pay with credit card, without PayPal or PayPal. There's different options there, and you go back for the password, and then you put in the password for the picks. Anyway, so I'm just giving that as a discount, sort of just to help everybody, so it's affordable that they can get my locks. I'm really hot. I'm 14-2 the last 16. And I'm just, like I say, it gets a lot easier now because I'm seeing this year's stats. I mean, when you start the year, this is why it always takes me a few weeks, not to get going, but just to get stronger in the year, because you basically use last year's trends. But in college especially, all these changes take place. Look at Michigan State. Connor Cook leaves and they fall apart. So you can't use last year's stats. So you got to look at this year's stats. The same thing with a lot, but you try to be in consistency. So, like Washington State, their quarterback's back again. He's in the system. Ohio State has Barrett back, so that's key. I know what I'm getting. Even with Wisconsin, it's a new quarterback. You don't really know what you're getting with the kid, so it becomes difficult. So that's why by now I've got 5-6 weeks of good data, and I can say, oh, this quarterback's really good, and this quarterback really sucks. And so you're picking up players that, like the Louisville kid, Jackson. Well, I never heard of him. I couldn't use him before. Now I can say, yeah, he's really good. He's going to score a lot. Things like that. So that's what happens as the season progresses. And I'm really good at, I bet Michigan State early. Now I'm betting against them because I realize the quarterback's terrible. A lot of injuries on the defense. It's just not a very good team right now. So that's what I realize. And you make the adjustments, and I make good adjustments. It's like teams make adjustments at half. I make adjustments week by week. I'm constantly looking at the figures. I'm looking at the quarterbacks. Who's out there I don't know about. And I'll tell you, there's a couple of them. Like, let's take it Bowling Green last week. Bowling Green's been struggling. All of a sudden, last week they play a tough Toledo team, and they play it close. And I looked at the stats, and the kid threw for 5 touchdowns, and I'm going, maybe Bowling Green found their quarterback. Now, I don't know if he found it yet or not. That's going to take another couple of weeks. But to put up 5 touchdowns on Toledo, who's got a pretty good team and a pretty good defense in conference, then you have to look at it and go, okay, maybe they found their quarterback. And that's what I'm looking for. And once I find that, then it's going. And vice versa, I can see teams that don't have a quarterback. Guy throws 4 touchdowns and 10 interceptions and 190 yards a game. Chances are that's a bad team, that's a bad quarterback, and you jump and you bet against them. So I'm looking for all these different things. And that's really how I lock it. It's based on the spread. I locked South Florida last week. It was 19 and a half. I could keep it under 14. They're an explosive team. They scored 35 on a good Florida State. Not a great Florida State defense, but when you're South Florida playing Florida State, There's a big difference. And by putting up 35 on them, I knew they'd put up more than. I picked 45-20 was the score I thought they'd beat Connecticut, because Connecticut, they only average 18 points a game. Their quarterback's not that good. They don't score a lot. South Florida had 4 turnovers, including one at the goal line, or they probably win by another at least 14 points, if not 21. So that's what happens. But they were up enough, and they win by 15, and we're laying 13. So that's why it was a lock. It was under 14, and it was an explosive team playing a team with a weak offense, with a weak quarterback. Connecticut has a good defense, but I knew South Florida, putting up all those points on Florida State, would put up these points on Connecticut. Connecticut's not the same team on the road. Anyway, but that's how I'm looking at it, and that's how I come up with my locks. And I got to be careful, but it's usually a very strong team against a weak team, a matchup team, a team that can't cover the pass against a good passing team. Maybe a strong defensive team against a weak. There's the weak favorites, the team who shouldn't be favored, but they are. Like last week, Michigan State was playing Northwestern, was a joke. Well, I was Michigan State favored by 7. It made no sense to me. Northwestern was clearly the better team. They just went to Iowa and killed them. And I'm thinking, I got Northwestern and points. So I got a weak favorite in Michigan State. They have no quarterback and a lot of injuries on defense against Northwestern, who's putting up 30, 40 points on an Iowa team. And their defense is pretty good. So I got 13 points in Northwestern against a team that doesn't score a lot and can't stop anything. So it was a very easy play. And that's what I look for. A team that shouldn't be favored, that is, against a team that's a real strong dog. They can score points and they have a good defense. And same thing with North Carolina over Miami. I mean, again, you have a weak favorite playing a team that's explosive. I mean, I like a team that scores a lot as a dog, because even if they're down 20, they can come back and make a game out of it. And in a teaser, even if they're getting 5, now you got 11. That's pretty, that's pretty easy. Usually you're gonna cover that. Anyway, that's a few methods to my madness. But anyway, I just want to, thank everybody, and out of my appreciation, I'm just lowering the locks to $65 this week. Just hit the button, pay, you get the password, come on in for it. Make sure you do it. Thursday there are games. There's one pro game, and then the college. No, I might lock a college game Friday. But I would say try to get in by Thursday night, just for the Thursday games, if you're just buying the locks. If you're playing all the games, definitely get in Thursday. I'm definitely playing the Green Bay game and the BYU game. But if you can get in for the locks, I would say if you can Thursday, for sure Friday, you want to get in for it. Anyway, good luck. Again, my advisory is out there if you want advice on what teams to take. I notice people trying to ask for advice on the YouTube, and I'm leaving my email saying, just email me, but it's hard to give you. That's the advisory. If you want to know what teams to pick or my advice on the game, you want my advisory. That's what I'm charging the $50 for, is how to bet them and how many units to play, you bankroll, who do I like in games and stuff like that. I mean, I'll give you a one-off, I like this team, but generally that's the point of the advisory thing. And and that's why, and I'm unique because I am more interactive, and I do post my history, which I don't think any other handicapper shows all his history. He shows the 1 or 2 winners, but he doesn't show his losers. So I try to show you everything on my website. I'm not like the rest, and I saw an email, a video, or on my YouTube, a comment, hey, there's a lot of handicappers out there, and I want to see what you've done. I'm like, just look at my history. It's all real. And look at my videos. I give you winners and games on the videos all the time. I hit Ohio State for you. If you teased Ohio State, you got a winner. I told you that. So basically, I'm hot right now. You don't have to wait. I'm 14-2 the last 3 weeks in my locks. Last year I went on a 45-5 run on my locks for 7 or 8 weeks. I was 4-0, 5-0, 4-1, 5-1. Pretty much, it was like for an 8 or 9 week span, I was 45-5. So I'm hot, and I have the history to back it up. So anyway, good luck. Please purchase the locks. I think it'd be, you can make some good money. If you're down, you can get back to even. If you're up, then it helps you out there. So anyway, good luck everybody, and go ahead and purchase for $65. It's a great deal. It'll just be this week, just to try to get everybody even with their bookies or up or whatever. All right, everybody, www.teaserking.com. Good luck. Thank you, and have a great night, and have a good week. Take care, everybody.